beginning, before words or even breath, there was a point, a quiet center where everything started. It wasn't the mind or the heart. It was something deeper, older than memory itself. This point isn't in the head or chest, but just behind the belly button, a place modern society has forgotten, yet ancient sages honored as the source of life's energy. In the mountains of ancient China, Taoist masters didn't look up to the sky for divine wisdom, but inward toward the body. In its center, they found an invisible fire, the lower Dantian. They believed this energy center wasn't just a symbol, but a real, tangible thing, a kind of inner sun that could store, purify, and expand the vital energy that fuels everything. But in modern times, this center has been reduced to something irrelevant, a scar or leftover mark from birth. Yet, it's at this point that life began. It's through this center that you first breathed, not with your lungs, but through the sacred cord that connected you to your mother, and beyond her, to the very beginning of creation. The navel isn't a wound, it's a doorway, a threshold that remains open. The ancients understood this, as shown in the texts preserved through time. They spoke of the Dantian as the heart of the soul, a place where willpower is forged, where breathing with awareness can awaken hidden energies like a dragon stirring beneath the skin. Today, we live in our minds, thinking on the surface, but there was a time when the body was considered sacred and the navel its center. This isn't just mysticism. It's an ancient practice validated by countless generations who understood that true power doesn't come from the outside, but from the hidden core of our abdomen. If you could return to this center, if you could learn to breathe again, not with your lungs, but with your soul, close your eyes. Imagine a circle of light in your belly. Feel how, with each breath, you fill not only your lungs, but that quiet point that's been waiting for you since the very beginning. Breathing through the navel is a return, a sacred rebellion against the scattered ways of the modern world. It's a way of saying to your body, I remember you, I recognize you, I come back to you. Because in that invisible center lives the origin you never truly lost. You just forgot how to return. For thousands of years, cultures across the globe, unconnected by time or space, knew the same truth. Life's power resides at the body's center. For the Taoists, that center was called the Xia Dantian, the lower cinnabar field, a source of energy that not only helps maintain physical balance, but also opens up higher consciousness when cultivated with intention. To them, the body wasn't just a collection of organs. It was a sacred map, where each part symbolized something deeper, and the navel was the axis around which all life energy flows. It was from here that practices like Qigong Naden, the internal disciplines of Taoism, came into being. The practitioner would remain still, breathing not just to survive, but to awaken. With each conscious breath, energy was directed to the Dantian, feeding an invisible fire that kept burning with every exhale. But this wisdom wasn't limited to the East. In India, ancient yogis spoke of the Manipura chakra, located in the center of the abdomen, a vortex of golden energy, a source of will, strength, and transformation. They called it the shining gem, and like the Taoists, they believed that conscious breathing was the key to unlocking its power. In ancient Egypt, initiates practiced belly breathing, where the breath rose from the core like a serpent coming to life. Even in the Americas, Toltec and Maya sages understood that daily energy, tonal, was stored in the abdomen, where the balance of earth and sky, human and divine, could be found. Could all these cultures be wrong? Or has modern science just forgotten what was always known through the body and breath? Ancient sages, shamans, monks, and healers all began their spiritual practices from the body's center because they knew that true awakening doesn't happen in the mind or even the heart, but deeper, at the very core of being. There where words can't reach, only breath can enter. And in the simple act of breathing toward the navel lies the echo of ancient wisdom that has stood the test of time. What has survived through the ages, through the dust of empires and the distractions of modern life, is not something you need to learn, but something you need to remember, because it's already within you. For centuries, and even before birth, the human body has been treated as a machine, a collection of parts that breathe, digest, and think, but rarely listens. Now, science is starting to catch up to what the sages already knew, that the body's center doesn't just balance the physical, it also regulates emotional, energetic, and spiritual health. Traditional Chinese medicine says the lower Dantian works like an energy battery, and modern science, using different terms, recognizes that the body's center of gravity is just behind the navel. It's the point from which all movement, posture, and action are balanced. Martial artists know this. They don't strike with their fists, but from their center, from the Dantian. Singers know it too. They don't sing with their throat, but from their belly. And when someone loses their will, when energy fades, it shows first in the body, in the sag of the abdomen, in shallow breath. If the secret isn't in the mind, but in reconnecting to that core, close your eyes and focus on your breath. Where does it go? Is it in the chest, wild like a storm, or in the belly, calm like a lake? Place your hand on your navel, press gently, and breathe in. This isn't just imagination, it's biology. Each conscious breath activates the vagus nerve, the pathway between your brain and organs, slowing the heart rate, reducing inflammation, and restoring something we've lost: presence. The navel is not just an energy center, it's a sensory anchor, an anatomical key, a biological reminder that the body doesn't just follow the mind, it also leads it. When you really pay attention and breathe from your center, something powerful happens. You're not just breathing air, you're breathing awareness. We're not just bodies made of skin, bones, and thoughts. We're energy in motion, invisible rhythms moving to the beat of our breath. In this dance, the body's center plays a crucial role. The lower Dantian, in Taoist tradition, isn't just a store of vital energy. It's the core of your will, the center of your embodied awareness. When you breathe toward it, not just imagining it, but truly feeling it, something shifts inside, and science is starting to catch up. Studies on interoception, the ability to sense what's going on inside your body, show that when we focus our attention on places like the abdomen, it activates brain areas linked to identity, emotional balance, and our sense of self. In other words, when you breathe toward your center, you reconnect with who you really are. Your navel then becomes more than just a leftover mark from birth. It becomes an internal mirror. From there, energy doesn't just flow, it organizes itself. Yogis understood this. That's why they worked with the Manipura chakra, the energy center located just behind the navel, which they called a golden jewel, shining like the sun at its peak. They didn't believe this just because of faith, but because they felt it. It's an energy that activates like a gentle warmth, a pressure that doesn't come from the outside, but from deep within. It's like lighting a candle in the quietest part of your inner temple. From there, the body becomes a guide, the mind calms, the will strengthens, and the deepest parts of you begin to wake up. This isn't some magical moment, but a return to what's always been there, hidden under the noise of life. Taoists believed that the Dantian isn't just the center of the body, but also the center of heaven and earth within you, a silent bridge between the physical and the invisible, connecting your instincts with your spirit. What's amazing is that this awakening doesn't require any beliefs, rituals, or affiliations. It only needs you to feel, breathe, and be present at the point you've been ignoring your whole life. Try it. Take a moment to stop everything. Turn off your thoughts and focus on the area just behind your navel. Breathe in, deep, quiet, subtle. Can you feel that slight tingling, that gentle expansion like a sunrise? That's your energy saying, I'm here. I've always been here. I was just waiting for you to come back. This is the awakening, not in the sky, not in books, but in your own body. It's where consciousness and matter meet, where breath becomes prayer and your body becomes a temple. The time has come. You've traveled through myths, history, science, and your own soul. Now, knowledge must become experience, because true understanding only happens when you feel it. This practice doesn't need an altar, incense, or complicated beliefs. Just your body, your breath, and silence. Find a quiet place, not to escape the world, but to enter the world inside you. Sit up straight, relax your shoulders, and gently place one hand above your navel and the other below, like you're protecting a sacred fire. Close your eyes. Now, begin to breathe, but not like you usually do. Inhale slowly through your nose. Feel the air move down, not into your chest, but into your belly. Let your abdomen expand like a balloon. Exhale gently through your nose or mouth. Feel your belly draw in like a wave returning to the ocean. Repeat this cycle. Once. Again. This simple act is one of the most powerful things you can do. With every breath, imagine you're absorbing pure energy. There's no shortage of energy. Picture it as golden or white light entering through your nose, descending to the center behind your navel. It collects and settles like nectar in an invisible bowl. You might feel warmth, a tingling, or a subtle vibration. Don't force it, just observe. Neuroscience tells us that focusing attention on a part of the body activates the somatosensory cortex, the part of the brain responsible for mapping internal sensations. When paired with deep, slow breathing, it stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps regulate your autonomic nervous system. This isn't just spirituality, it's conscious biochemistry. After a few minutes, your mind begins to calm, your heart rate slows, and something deeper emerges, a presence, a clarity that doesn't come from thinking but simply from being. Now, in the final stage of the practice, place both hands just above your navel. Apply a light pressure just enough to feel the skin move with the rhythm of your breath and silently say, I am at my center. From here, I observe the world. From here, my will is born. Stay in this state for a few more minutes. Do this every day. 3 minutes, maybe 10. Don't chase results. They'll come naturally. Consistency in this practice will change the way you think, feel, and make decisions because it strengthens something you might have lost, your internal axis. From there, everything else falls into place. Now that your body is quiet and your mind is slowing down, it's time to tune into the most subtle sensations. Imagine your abdomen isn't just flesh, but a hollow chamber shaped by breath. With each deep inhalation, this chamber fills with light, a light that not only illuminates but nourishes. You don't need to see it, just feel it. Science calls this interoceptive imagery, where you combine visualization and bodily sensations, activating brain areas linked to mindfulness and emotional balance. Studies from the HeartMath Institute and universities like Harvard have shown that practices like this create harmony between the heart, brain, and nervous system. And that harmony opens the door to a broader awareness. When you breathe with intention toward your center, you don't just relax your body, you actually reprogram your physiology. Deep abdominal breathing triggers the release of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that kicks in the body's rest and digest response. This means you shift from survival mode to regeneration mode, and in this state, healing begins. Pay attention to the subtle pulse that starts in your navel. At first, you might not feel it, but it's there, like a slow drop sinking into the well of your soul. This is your vital energy. In India, it's called prana. In Japan, it's ki. And in the West, we're rediscovering it as an internal bioelectric network. Did you know that fascia, the membranes around your organs, can conduct electrical signals as if they were living wires? That network starts right at the center of your abdomen. When you breathe into this area, you're not just oxygenating your body. You're activating a subtle electromagnetic field that influences your posture, emotional stability, and even how you perceive the world. This is why Taoists said, "From the Dantian, the sage governs." They weren't talking about external control, but the mastery of one who knows their center, who doesn't react from fear but responds from a place of balance. You inhale, and your center expands. You exhale, and your center contracts. This rhythm, which may seem small, is actually the compass of awakening. Do this every day, even just for a few minutes when you wake up, before bed, or before making a decision. You'll discover something that no screen theory or guru can give you. Your own vital energy under your control. Because when you breathe from your center, you become your center, and from there, nothing can pull you off course. Eventually, the practice won't feel like a technique or even a ritual. It will feel like a fundamental truth of your body, something that was always there but is now revealed. Breath, which started as an exercise, becomes a bridge, a direct connection between the physical and the invisible, and the navel, which once seemed like just a mark, becomes a spiritual center, a guiding force for both your body and your mind. When you breathe from that place, you align with the deep structure of the universe. This isn't an exaggeration, even for the most advanced science. Recent studies in neurocardiology and quantum physics are starting to show what the ancients knew. When the body enters internal harmony, it creates a measurable electromagnetic field that extends beyond the skin, a field that can sync up with others and with the environment. This field becomes stronger when attention and breath come together at your center, where the Dantian resides, where will is formed, and where, according to Taoists, your original spirit called Shen lives. And when the Shen awakens, you stop living from fear and start living from presence. You stop reacting. You start responding. You no longer just survive. You flow. You no longer search for answers outside because you feel them inside. This state isn't mystical, it's physical. It's as if the body, by remembering its center, reminds the soul of its purpose. Many people describe it as an expansion, not upward but inward, a lightness in the chest, a gentle vibration in the belly, and a deep, undeniable sense of certainty. I am here, I am whole, I am home. And in that moment you transcend being just flesh, a name or a story, and you become something simpler, more real, a living presence. You don't need to understand it all, you just need to feel it. Because sometimes the deepest truths can't be explained, they can only be breathed. And if you ever feel lost, disconnected or fragmented, return to your center, return to your navel, return to your Dantian, and breathe. That simple act, that quiet moment, is the oldest language between your body and the universe, a language that needs no words, because it is pure pulse, pure being, pure light.